Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Catch Camp Create. Here at the docks, I'm getting ready to launch my kayak. It's a negative tide right now. It's about 6:30 in the morning. The lowest point of the tide is, I believe, at 7:30. I'm going to be dropping some crab pots while the tide's coming up. It's a pretty delayed one. I think the high tide is 3 foot. 3 point something, and it's right around 1 o'clock, so it's going to be gradually coming up, which is usually good for rock crab. Dungeness is closed, and we don't get any Dungeness around here anyways, especially not on my kayak unless I'm going out on a boat, and I'm not going to be doing that. It's supposed to be raining. The wind's supposed to be picking up later, but it's beautiful out right now, and I'm hoping I can fill some pots. And while those are soaking and I'm checking them, I'm going to be throwing my my rockfish, shrimp flies, and a couple other rigs to hopefully get some things out of the pockets of the rocks. I did want to go poke pulling, brought my waders and everything. I got a little spot here I like to hit up at the negative tides. I usually kayak over there, park the kayak, or tie it onto my waist with a rope and then walk around. But I forgot my poke pole. I think I broke the last couple bamboo sticks that I made out of them. So when I get home, I'll probably make some new ones and go from there. Anyways, wish me luck. I hope it goes good. I'm going to try to get out there, and hopefully we have a big crab feast in the afternoon. Just a little side note, I used to tell my daughter, she's been kayaking with me since she was probably like 3 or 4 years old, and when she was 5, I got her a little 6-foot kayak and started taking her out in the Lake Tahoe and out on the ocean. But every time we would see harbor seals or leopard seals, not sea lions because we see a lot more of those, but harbor seals and leopard seals was always kind of a little bit more special. But we would always listen to pirate music and sea shanties, and if you follow Irish folklore or mythology at all, there's a story about selkies, and if you don't know what they are, look it up. It's selkie. They're basically the Irish version of a mermaid, but they're seals that turn into humans, and they attract humans from land and fall in love with them and draw them into the ocean to live with them. So there's a few Irish sea shanties that talk about the love between a human and a selkie and how they enchant the humans and draw them down to the bottom of the sea. And some of them, the story ends up with the human not being able to survive, obviously, because they're in the ocean. And then the other one, is that the selkie turns a human into a seal, and they live happily ever after. But every time we would get close to them on the kayak, I would tell her, look, it's selkies. There's selkies right there. Be careful. And their little heads would pop up, and she would freak out. And even playing the song on the car ride, if it was like 4 or 5 in the morning and we're getting ready to go on the kayaks or on a fishing charter, even just listening to that song would freak her out, and she would ask me to change it. So just FYI, if you're a dad or you're a parent out there and you take your kids fishing and you want to freak them out, there's a little story and a song you can play for them. We both knew every lyric to those, and it was pretty cool, little tradition that we had. But anyways, it's the peak of low tide here, you guys. I'm just getting up to the rocks right now. I'm just looking for a spot to drop these hoop nuts. I'm gonna put the camera away because I got them all bungeed to the kayak, and I have to figure out how to get them loose without tilting over. So talk to you guys in a bit. All right, guys, it is super low tide right now. The water's pretty shallow, but it's okay because I want to catch these rock crab when the tides are changing, either when they're going out or when they're coming in. So I'm just cruising up and down on the jetty, trying to find some rocky spots, but I'm gonna drop it as close as I can, which is cool being on the kayak and you're able to do that versus on a boat where you have to stay out a little bit further. But I can get pretty close to the rocks, and I'm just looking for a sandy bottom where I can drop it in between the rocks. That way the pot doesn't land crooked, and the crabs can go in and out if it lands sideways. So anyways, got my Russian sailor music going, so I'm gonna try to cruise and find a little spot here. If I go out any further, I'm at the tip of the jetty right over there. I think I'm good right here. I'm gonna just try to drop it. It looks a lot deeper because we're getting out further out into the ocean, but the waves are coming in at the end over there. I don't want to mess with that. So especially when the tide's coming up, I got to think about if I'm going to be able to make sure that I can pull them. I don't want to get too close to the rocks and get shoved into the jetty by a wave. So I'm going to drop it right here, and we'll go from there. That's probably about 20 feet of water. I'm used to doing it a lot deeper. I have 100 feet of line on there, and it's floating line. It's not leaded, which is easy for the kayak. You don't need anything too heavy duty, but you don't want it to get tangled up on the rocks and that kind of stuff either. So I'd say that's about 20 feet. I tie a lot of the excess line, probably cut out in about half. I think I left maybe like 40, 50 feet of line, but I cut it in half, and then I tie it into a little bundle, not all the way on top or not all the way on the bottom, just right about in the middle. And like I said, it floats, so it should just be about mid-water. But it's beautiful out here today. There's a lot of good kelp and seaweed. It's all edible, but I don't need anything with this many birds around it because of the obvious droppings, and also never consume anything that's inside of a harbor. So, but I'll just show you real quick how low the tide is. right, I'm gonna set about a 30-minute timer. I'm gonna rig up my rock odd pole right now. I got it in the back here, but it's set up for shark fishing, so I have to put a shrimp fly on and then rig it. I didn't really feel like throwing any jigs today, so I'll see you guys in a bit.
Vamos a bailar, pa' mantener tradición.
I got a super simple setup. I think it's a 5 or 3 ounce pyramid sinker, 30-pound braid with about 10 feet of 40-pound mono. Gives it a little stretch so you don't snap it and lose it. I didn't really bring all my best gear or my setup. I'm really just trying to pass some time while I let those pots soak. I mainly wanted to catch some crab, and if I happen to get a couple rockfish, I'll be super stoked and happy, but not out here trying to get limits or anything, so I'll check in with you guys. All right, so my 30-minute timer just went off, so I'm gonna reel this thing in, wrap it up, stick it in the bucket, and go do my first pull on those pots. Fingers crossed. Haven't had crab in a while. Didn't really get any bites for the rock cod yet. There is a lot of sea lions in the water, which I'm hoping don't mess with my crab pots either, because they love going in there and stealing bait. We'll see. Let's go check it out. Even if I go home empty-handed, you can't beat this. It's just gorgeous out here. I love coming out early in the morning. It's been a while. Got some good music going. Had a really strong quadruple shot latte, so I got a little bit of an energy kick. But yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous out here. You can't beat it. And make sure I pull it up straight, so if it does have any riders, crabs on the outside of the pot, they don't fall off. They usually come straight up. Oh, wow. You guys, look at that huge lobster. They're not in season right now, but that is massive, massive lobster. Got my gauge right here. Crab and lobster. Oh, there's 3 of them actually. We got 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna drop the pot back in. That's it's not bad for how 30-minute soak. You measure them from corner to corner. So that one's legal. Woo, this one got my pants. Yeah, he's fighting me. Really doesn't want to go into the pot. This one's going to be a keeper also. Grab him by the back 2 legs. He wants to keep all my gear. Crab. Also legal. And this last one, also legal. Hey, that's not bad. 3 keepers. So this is the first pot that I dropped. I forgot the bait bag for this one, so I had to improvise and use my protective sleeve that I use for my fishing rod, and I just stuffed it, basically a mesh netting. I stuffed it full of sardines and squid, so we'll see. It's also the first one that I dropped, and it's in the shallowest water. It'd be pretty cool if it did get something. I mean, it's probably in 8 feet of water right now. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, there's a big dead bird right next to it. Here we go. There's the buoy. I'm just following the rope. There we go. If this one doesn't have anything, I'll probably go drop it in another spot. Oh. This one also has 2. Looks like they chewed through my improvised netting, so I'm gonna measure those up and go from there. I'll probably still move this pot a little bit deeper, see what we can do. Not bad for 8 feet of water though. So I just pulled this pot. It had a monster lobster in it. I mean, huge. The biggest I've seen around here for a spiny lobster. And we're in Central California. We don't really get them down here or up here. So I usually get them in warmer waters in Ventura, Santa Barbara. Couldn't find my gloves, so I dropped it back down. And I'm gonna release him, and I'm gonna go drop that crab pot somewhere else. It's hard to throw him back, but it's not the season for him. Gotta do the right thing. No poachers around here. But this guy's a true dinosaur beast. I'm gonna get him out of my my hoop net because I don't want him chasing away the crabs. I mean, oh, wow, I got a lobster and a sheep crab now. Just in that little bit of time that I dropped the hoop net, I got a big old sheep crab. I don't like them, I don't eat them, but still pretty cool to catch. Oh my God, this guy is a monster. Look at that! It's freaking huge! Look at that guy! This thing is about the size of my torso. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that lobster. That is insane. Man, I wish it was lobster season. That's insane. We don't get them like that up here. Even when I'm following all the reports, I don't see anybody getting them this big. I want to gauge it real quick before I throw him back. Let's see how big he is. So, my lobster gauge for California, the one I have anyways, I don't know if it's up to date, but it's 3 1/4. And you measure the back of the shell. This guy is way over that. Way over that. See how it's spiny lobster? Has the thorns on top of his head? You guys, that is crazy. What a catch. I'm gonna throw him back. It's good juju. That just means I'm gonna kill it and get way more crab right now. All right, you guys, I don't know if I've ever seen one like this again, but I gotta let this dude go. Let him crawl back into the rocks here. That was one of the saddest moments I've ever had. Oh well, let's go drop these pots somewhere. Woohoo! Out here in the spot! Catching, baby! Bucket of crab! Delicado ni consuelo para la pena era cruzar por la muerte para empujar al mundo con la vida entre las palmas. Flor y canto sí, pero también sudor y rabia, también piedra, también fuego, también templo, también carga. Así que suene el homenaje con tambor de hueso activo para que sepan que en la historia no nomás rugió el cuchillo, también rugió la mujer que sostuvo la estructura, la que tejió el movimiento, la que curó la fractura. Well guys, I'm pulling the pots right now. I already pulled one, it was empty. I'm heading back as that wind and the swell's picking up. I just got the second one right now. I have one more because I only brought 3. This isn't the one with the biggest crab, but it's the one with the most. I got another sheep crab in there. That other one had claws, so I could have kept it. This one doesn't, but I got about like 5 rock crab. Maybe 6, I'm not sure, but pretty good. Good day so far. No complaints from me. $12 crabs in 2 hours, not a bad haul.